show. Yeah, that's right. Welcome in. Welcome back, folks, to a Bubba Sparks Frazier. Am I old for using that as a reference? Does anybody even understand who that is? Or is this just more evidence that I'm getting old? I'm calling him Bubba Sparks because he's going to spark the offense. And if you know who that is, God bless you. You're old like me. Bubba Sparks Frazier commits to Notre Dame. And is CJ Carr the leader in the Masters team? Is CJ Carr the leader in the clubhouse over the summer with this quarterback battle edition of the Always Irish show? As always, thanks for being here. You can find the program on YouTube. Do it. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate it very much. Give the video a thumbs up. That helps Yanni out as well. Notification time. You don't miss nothing. Twitter search bar Always Irish. Or at Always Irish Inc. Emails alwaysirishmd@gmail.com. Audio only. Anywhere you want it, you can get it. If you don't want to see my face, who's going to blame you? Call in lines 312-988-15. Dial it up. Tell Johnny all you've heard and seen. Notre Dame Fighting Irish brought to you by SI. Read all about it. Patreon.com/Always Irish. Former captain, leading tackler, and myself breaking it all down. Sir Michael Goolsby, if you will. All right. Hot off the presses, had to run some errands, whatever, come back, phone's blowing up. Bubba Sparks Frazier commits to Notre Dame. 4-star slot, very speedy guy from Georgia. I think, what is it? I saw 4.43 40. I also like that he's a track guy. And I bet you Mike likes that too. Like, just to get that, all the running and the sprinting and the training that goes into that and all that. It seems like a really good, cross-reference for the football skill set and all that. I like to see the guys running track too. Rivals has him as the 11th rated slot in the 26th class, moved in and out of that top 250, whatever. Good news for Notre Dame so far. Last week, I was telling you guys, I was told it was going to be a good little window of time for Notre Dame recruiting or whatever. So far, so good on that. What are we at? 4 or 5 commits in April already. And I was told, the next few weeks could have a lot of good activity in Notre Dame's direction. And I said, let's wait and see. And so far, it looks like that's coming true. So that's good news. Now, can you add Finley? Can you add Robinson to that? And now we're cooking a wide receiver or what? So good news. Keep the ball rolling. But there's always a but, so to speak. Wait till the guy signs on the ink. I don't know, man. I am not trying to be negative. I love us getting verbal commitments, but for the 50th time, I'm going to repeat myself. We've kept getting burned by guys that are committed, leaving at the last minute. And you burn me once, shame on you. You burn me 20 times, and I'm an idiot. That's my fault. So I love all the verbals, but I'm not going to sit here and do cartwheels like I did when I thought the deuce was loose, giving ND the juice until it's official, like a referee with the whistle. You know what I'm saying? So good job, keep it rolling, but you got to get these guys to sign. So far, the recruiting tidbit on all that is pretty accurate. Got the ball rolling here. Let's keep it going. Little momentum building. You get the feeling. Here's my feeling, my intuition, my feeling, looking at the landscape. It just felt like Notre Dame was kind of treading water, spinning their wheels a little bit, while they waited to hire a GM and get the other. Once you got a GM, then you got to fill all the other roles underneath that guy, then answer to that guy, and then everybody gets situated. You got to get comfortable at your new job, figure everything out, and then you go work. And it just felt like it took us a while to get situated, and it's nobody's fault. That's what happens when you play the longest season you've ever had, and then basically your entire recruiting operation leaves. Good to see that they seem to be up to speed. I'm going to be really interested to see when you fast forward 2, 3, 4 cycles here, what the Mike Martin recruiting regime operation, what that all looks like when you have a bigger body of evidence and be able to see. Are there any tangible differences you could actually point out between the Chad regime and whatever we have now? I'm open to differences because Chad's recruiting operation never reached the heights I think a Freeman-led operation should reach. So I'm excited to see where this goes. Keep it going. So good news on the recruiting front. So far, everybody who said there'd be a lot of activity in Notre Dame's favor has been accurate. So far, so good on that. All right, let's transition. The question of the summer for Notre Dame football. You got what? 2 more practices now. We're probably not going to see minimal access. And then we're in the death zone of the summer months. You hope for recruiting news, but you don't expect much more. The big question is going to be, what's the status of this Notre Dame quarterback situation after spring ball and after blue and gold and all this stuff? Let's analyze this. And I want to say, Saturday was a little chaotic. I mean, we had this big tailgate, and you got to get there and get everything set up and do all that. And then the game, and you're doing all that, then rush over to the linebacker and do all that. Like, it's a little bit chaotic. Now that I've had a day or two to be able to sit there and rewatch the game and see what other people in the niche are saying about things going on, I just feel like I'm better able to process things a little bit removed and having time to let it soak in and everything. Rather than in the moment live. So let's look at this quarterback thing. After blue and gold and everything we know about everybody, all 3 of these guys could do some really good things, and they have varying strengths, and we've seen that. That's what I think is really interesting. All 3 of these guys, and in the blue and gold game, they all did some really good things, but they have these varying skill sets, and that's interesting to me. Like Steve, you know kind of what you're going to get out of Steve, and like you feel like he'll be a little more reliable and consistent than the 2 younger gentlemen competing for the spot. Then you have Minchie that as, rewatching the blue and gold game, man, there were so many times things broke down and he just kind of took off nimble on his feet and just scurried and made things happen. You like that. And then Carr just seems to have like a football maturity about him, that quick release, like an advanced level of football processing, given all of his background and family and history and all that stuff. So all 3 of those guys could do some really good things with varying strengths. And that puts Notre Dame in a pretty good position. You don't have, what I don't see with those guys is a lot of redundancy. Where it's like these 2 guys, I don't look at any of the 3 of these and be like, these 2 are really similar. I see different traits in all of them that I like. So that's number 1 is it's a good position to be in when you have 3 guys that you like a lot of what they do in-house. Number 2, unless you're reading or seeing things I'm not, the media consensus after the game and then looking on Twitter or whatever is that Carr probably had the best day and looked the best overall. That seemed to be the general response from most people. Not everybody agrees with that, whatever. But in general, that's what I saw the most talked about in that way. However, that's just a snapshot. If you're a fan and then you just show up at blue and gold and you just go off that, I mean, you got to realize that's one tiny little data point in a much larger scale project that's being measured over a longer period of time, a lot of the details of which we're not privy to. But that's the consensus I saw from most people, that Carr looked really, really good and in control and whatever through that pick. But overall, that's what the general idea was. I said this on the morning show Monday morning, and I believe it. And I told some people this Saturday after at the linebacker Saturday night too. I feel like this you know who I was telling this to? A Heisman Trophy winning a player at Notre Dame under Frank Leahy's grandson. That's who I was talking to, drinking my Miller Lite at the backer. You can't beat it. Like talking to a Heisman Notre Dame family here. And I was talking to him. Former player, by the way, played with Mike, I think, yeah. And I was telling him, this program, I believe, is in a position where it can afford to roll the dice on one of these young guys and still make it and be okay and live through any growing pains or rookie mistakes or whatever. Like, I just feel like the program has matured enough to be in a position where you could double down, do that, and commit to it and not have everything fall apart. It says a lot about the rest of the team, and it says a lot about what I think the potential high upside of these young guys could be. Here's something else. Multiple people came up to me at the linebacker and asked me if I saw this. And I didn't. Since I was at the game, I did not see Angeli's sideline interview. And I had multiple people come up to me. They looked at the clips or they weren't at the game, but then came to the backer after for that night and said, did you see his little interview thing? And I hadn't at that time. And now I've had time to go back and check it out. He did look a little down and out in his sideline interview. And I don't want to read too much into it. I don't believe that's fair in the moment. So I didn't see it live, but I rewatched it. And a few people brought it up to me. So when I saw it coming up on the TV, I'm like, let's see what they were, if I pick up what these people were dropping, right? He said all the right things, but I felt like I could see in his eyes and his face that he was over it. And I have nothing to base that on other than my own interpretation of it. A few people felt the same way, but I went into it with a very open mind. And he said everything you have to say, played it perfectly, totally respectful. I'm trying to get better, all the normal stuff. But in his face and in his eyes, he did look a little bit defeated to me, maybe frustrated with something in the game, whatever. I don't know. I do think it's funny. I don't know if you guys caught this. I don't know if it's nothing. I don't know if it's something. Minchie scored and did that flip. Angeli either threw a pass or ran it in or something. They scored. He faked like he was going to do the flip, the same thing Kenny did, and said to the guys, get away. And acted like he was going to do the flip, and then he didn't. I just thought that was kind of cute, and I don't know if there's any gamesmanship there about I can't do that and you can, good for you, or if it was just all in good fun. But I did catch that little minute detail. Nothing gets by me. I thought that was funny. So I did feel like Angeli, he said all the right things, but just looking in his face, I don't know. Here's where I'm at on this. I want one of the younger guys to get this job. Not get it, earn it. Sell me Minchie and the run in the pass game, and you like his mobility and the dual nature, fine. Sell me Carr's going to really open up the pass game in a huge way, and sell me on either of those, and I'm good. We finished second in the whole country last year. Now's not the time to get conservative and play scared and coach scared. You finished second. That means definitionally, you don't finish second in the country on accident. You got a lot of good things going on in the program to be able to make it that far through that gauntlet the way Notre Dame had to do it. Now it's not the time to get all conservative and scared and ask, what if this, what if that? Now's the time to punch the accelerator. Program's in the best shape and got further than they've gotten in my lifetime, basically, that I can remember anyways. 4 years old in 88. I don't remember it, right? So now it's not the time to get all conservative about what you're doing here. Here's the other part of this. And again, this is just me feeling the vibes, feeling the room. I feel like this staff knows they need to open up the pass game to win a championship. I honestly feel like I just get that vibe and I feel it. And I think they feel a little bit better about the wide receiver situation. But I get the feeling that the staff knows they got to have a truly electric pass game to really get over the full hump here. And that makes me think they'll be open to playing Carr. This program's slowly but surely changing under Freeman. The vibe, the mentality, there's an edge. The kind of guys they go after, length and athleticism and speed. The evaluation process, pretty darn good. I see and feel all of that in the recruiting, and I don't even feel like we've reached near what peak Freeman recruiting era Notre Dame should look like. So I'm all in on one of the young guys. My gut tells me the staff knows they need to get a more dangerous pass game, and what that will do is make the already dangerous run game even more dangerous. When everybody can't just smash downhill to stop the run and just say, if they complete a pass anyways, God bless them, we're not worried about it. If you could get a truly dangerous pass game with a quarterback who has that as a skill set a defense has to prep for, It's going to help open everything up. And when you do want to sneak a run in there, maybe there's one less guy in the gap and you pop it because they can't just smash the line and stop the run game and sell out. What do I not want? Got an answer for that. I've seen some takes about like, do you still go with Angeli against Miami because of the experience? And then you see how that goes. Then you have a week for A&M, and then you could do whatever, and then a good or bad, and then after A&M, we'll reevaluate. That could work. Or, man, that could get real complicated on you real fast. That could get real complicated on you real fast. If every single snap and every series is a referendum on Notre Dame's starting quarterback and everything, like it, I understand the theory, and I guess it could work. I'm just saying it wouldn't take much to turn that real convoluted and complicated real freaking quick. And I don't know if that's the path you want to go down. And I just think I would maybe respect it more if this staff and Freeman just says, you know, if it's Carr's our guy, we're doubling down, we're rallying behind him. All these other areas of the team are good, and we're going to support our young guy, and we're going with them. And not only are we going to do that, but we're going to be good this year, the first year we're doing it, and then we're going to get really good in the future years, the better that kid gets and the more comfortable and the more experience he gets. I just think it could get real complicated if you want to try and dance around this, but be open to a change, but you're not really committed. And then every time there's an incompletion, if it's Steve, people want to put the other guy. It just, I don't know. I would almost respect just, this is what we're doing and we're going with it. So what do you guys think? My money for the summer would be on Carr, but nothing's a done deal yet. What do you think? Let me know.